to it. And you can see, in comparison to one without butter to one with butter, can easily represent and look. As we were saying, it creates that sheen to the sauce, and it all depends on the level of sheen that you're going for and the level of flavour to how much butter will be added. But bearing in mind, too much butter will therefore make something called a butter sauce or beurre blanc. So as you can see right there, see how the colour of it changes, and there's a shinier texture of appearance to it as well. Okay, that's our first one, Buerre Manie. We put that one to one side. We're going to work on our next one. We have something here called a Buerre Manie. Beurre in French meaning butter. Manie is something what we've made right here. So this here is called Buerre Manie, which is a cold roux. A cold roux. Equal portions of butter and flour mixed together to form a dough-like consistency. See it right there. Now how this simply works is, bit by bit, we're whisking in lumps of the Buerre Manie. Now what this does, remember we were saying equal portions of butter and flour that's mixed together to form a cold roux. What this does, it acts as a thickener to our sauce, causing it to thicken up as the flour starts to expand within our sauce. So you make sure you mix it thoroughly before adding any more, because it can easily cause lumps to appear, and we just add in a bit at a time, making sure you whisk in. And we just keep, you got to be careful because it can give the appearance like it's not doing nothing. But do remember, as the flour does cook, it will thicken the sauce. And we're just whisking it in, making sure it's thoroughly mixed in. And as you can see, our sauce is getting thicker as well. But we're going to over thicken it to show how it does actually work. You can see that thickening up nicely, and obviously with the butter being added, it adds that richness to the sauce as well. So just continuously whisking. Look at that right there. You can clearly see that's thickening up nicely. Again, the Buerre Manie can work with many of the sauces that you make. Look at that. And you see how it acts as a thickener to our sauce. See that consistency? In comparison to one that hasn't got a Buerre Manie to one that does. And creates that thicker-like consistency. So there we have it, the Buerre Manie. Our final one is going to be cornflour. Cornflour, arrowroot. This is a type of flour that we mix with water to create the texture a runny texture that we're looking for. So we're just mixing the flour, corn flour, with water. Just making sure it's thoroughly mixed in. Making sure it's thoroughly mixed in. And then once it's thoroughly mixed in, taking our corn and we're adding a bit and whisking in. Now with corn flour, in comparison to the other thickeners we use, corn flour has a tendency to work a lot more quicker at times. And you've got to be careful because, again, as the heat comes into contact with the corn flour, it causes it more to thicken. So do be careful how much you add. Check before adding any more, because it can easily cause your sauce to become too thick. As you see right there, sauce is getting nicely thick right there. It's turning into a nice syrupy consistency. We just add that a little bit more, just to thicken it slightly more. There we go. And remember just to get that little bit of heat through it, just to make sure that the flour does cook out a bit. But here we have it. If you're coming over here, now all three of these had the same base sauce, that demi-glace. But as you can see, this is our Monte butter. This one is our Buerre Manie, and this one is our corn flour. So it's important as a chef that you choose the right thickener to complement your final dish. Thinking about flavors, thinking about colors, thinking about presentation. Thank you.